This summer, we've got something fun cooking for Cowboys fans, another George Pickens jersey raffle. It's simple. Every $5 Super Thanks gets you an entry. Whether you drop a comment, question, or just want to show some love, send in $5 and you're automatically in the mix. I'll respond to your message, and you could walk away with a fresh new Pickens jersey. Now, let's talk defense for a second. There's been some buzz about how Matt Eberflus and his system might influence the Cowboys this year, especially with stunts and twists on the defensive line. Eberflus is known for his aggressive approach on passing downs. But here's my take. I'm not a fan of stunts on early downs, particularly against the run. Too often, I've seen run stunts backfire, a lineman gets washed out of position, the gap opens up, and suddenly, the running back's in the second level untouched. So while I expect to see plenty of movement and pressure looks on third downs, especially with a guy like Micah Parsons on the roster, I don't anticipate a full-blown Brian Flores-style chaos defense. It's going to be more situational creative in obvious passing situations, but relatively straightforward on early downs. On the offensive side, there's hope that Javonte Williams might finally break the 1,000-yard barrier. If he does, that's an A-plus result for the Cowboys. Best case scenario stuff. But let's be real, it's a stretch. He's got injury history, and he's never hit that mark before. The more likely outcome is a true committee approach. As it stands, Javonte probably has a slight edge to be the lead back, but it's by no means locked in. Some fans have floated the idea of pursuing someone like Travis Etienne. And I get it, that kind of player could be a real difference maker. But the Cowboys want to see what they have before pulling that trigger. Training camp will be the proving ground. Does Miles Sanders have anything left in the tank? Can Jaden Blue make an early impact? Will Deuce Vaughn show flashes that earn him a real role? Could Phil Maffa, a late round pick, surprise everyone? This is their audition. And if it doesn't pan out, then maybe they circle back to the trade market for someone like Etienne. Until then, the Cowboys want to evaluate their current stable of backs before committing more capital. There's also talk around the defensive line. Andrew Billings is a name that's popped up in trade rumors, and I'd love to see him in Dallas. He's the kind of proven nose tackle the Cowboys desperately need. But here's the catch: Chicago likes him. A lot. When Ben Johnson took over there, he made it a point to highlight just how much better their defense played with Billings on the field. That's not a guy they're eager to move. Maybe someone like Zach Pickens is more available, but if Dallas could land Billings, that'd be a massive upgrade in the trenches. As for Shemar Stewart in Cincinnati, would I give up a second rounder for him? Personally, yes. But the Cowboys won't. They've already got a deep edge room, and Cincinnati isn't likely to let him go over a few million in guaranteed money. This one feels like a situation that will eventually resolve itself with the Bengals finding a middle ground. So don't get your hopes up on that front. What about Amari Cooper coming back to Dallas? It's fun to dream, especially if you're not fully sold on Jalen Tolbert. But let's be honest, Tolbert outperformed Cooper last season, and Amari wants a big role one that he wouldn't get with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens commanding targets. Unless there's an injury, there's just no clear path to that kind of opportunity in Dallas. So for now, that's probably a pass. Kalen Carson is another name fans are curious about. Can he play the slot? He's been rehabbing from shoulder surgery and didn't do much at minicamp, but he should be good to go for training camp. That said, he's never really played in the slot. I could see the coaching staff giving him a few reps there just to see what he can do, especially since he's likely cornerback 5 or 6 on the depth chart. Positional flexibility matters in those roster spots, but for now, it's more of an unknown. Quick merch plug, the Dak Prescott jersey-style shirt is on clearance. Used to be $39, now it's only $10. If you're a fan looking to rep 4, it's a great deal. You can find it at chatsports.com/DocShirt, links in the description and comment section of today's show. Some fans are wondering about Asante Samuel Jr. and his neck injury. Would Dallas take a flyer on him? Maybe. It all hinges on his medical recheck later this month. If he's cleared, he could be a solid one-year addition. But that neck injury is a serious concern, and it's possible Dallas shies away, not just because of the medical risk, but because they want someone with more arm length or who offers more guaranteed playing time. Mike Hilton or Stephon Gilmore, which corner would you rather have? It really depends on what you need. Gilmore is the better coverage guy, and if you're looking for someone to play outside, he's the easy pick. But Hilton is elite in the slot and brings better run support. If the Cowboys are committed to Bland in the slot, then Gilmore makes more sense. If they want Bland outside, maybe Hilton's the better fit. Either way, it's a stylistic choice more than a financial one. Then there's Mazi Smith. What's he going to give us this year? That's a massive question. He's healthy for the first time in an offseason, which is a good start. But he's also learning yet another new defensive scheme. If he doesn't take a significant step forward, it's hard to see him as a reliable piece in the long-term plan, even though Dallas might be relying on him a little too much right now. This year is do or die for Mazi. Could Dallas go out and sign someone like Raekwon Davis if no DT trades materialize? Sure, Davis or someone like Linval Joseph would make sense as low-risk depth signings. Davis wasn't great in Indy, got cut, and hasn't drawn much buzz, but at this point, desperate times might call for desperate measures. There's also been speculation about trading offensive lineman J. Bass for a corner or a defensive tackle. That makes a lot of sense. Bass has real NFL experience, and the Cowboys actually have decent depth along the offensive line, rare for any team in the league. If you're going to swing a trade, Bass is one of those guys who makes sense to move. Ultimately, everything this team does comes back to one thing. Are they ready to take the next step? Are they finally going to win the games that matter? As one fan said, and I agree, the mental focus has to be there. The coaching staff has to get these guys locked in, ready to execute in every phase. Because if they don't show clear growth from last year, it's hard to imagine the front office pushing all in next offseason. The cap situation sets them up to be aggressive, but only if the team earns it. This window is open now. The question is, will they walk through it? Let me know in the comments, who do you want the Cowboys to sign? What's your confidence level in guys like Mazi Smith? Do they need another running back? Drop a Y for yes and for no. And as always, if you're new here, hit that sub button. We've got daily Cowboys content coming your way all off-season long.